polymerase 3 is a huge enzyme, which is you are calling as a holoenzyme because it carries several subunits. It carries several subunits. Which you know. Yesterday we discussed that it is having a polymerization rate is very high, and its processability also is very complete processability, and which means it can able to complete the complete stand till it is reached to the terminal sequence. So it's complete the process. How it is able to do that? One single enzyme is able to synthesize both the stand. Which stand? The leading stand and lagging stand. Two stand lo synthesize chestade. The condition is it only can proceed in which direction? 5' to 3'. Okay, and it's required 3' OH2. These two conditions should be fulfilled so that DNA polymerase, the huge enzyme polymerase 3, can synthesize complete stand. The complete bacterial genome which is circular, it can proceed till it is reached to the terminus enzyme. Okay, so because how it is able to do, because it's a very huge enzyme which we are calling holoenzyme. Any enzyme is called a holoenzyme which is associated with the several subunits. Okay, so we discuss, see here the diagram. It's having a several subunits. The major one, this part is called a core. So the core is consists of alpha, eta and theta, and there you have 2 units of beta. This part is called a core. In there is a 2 type of core you have. 2 units of core is there. Alpha, eta and theta, which make a core which able to open with the beta clamp. Here also you have the same 2 core DNA you have that set, which is consists of alpha, eta and theta, and beta clamp is there. Okay, these are the subunits. So what is the role of beta? Beta is actually sliding, helping the sliding, because this polymerase enzyme to first should be bind to your template stand. Both the stand. Here one leading stand, another lagging stand, so bind out to it. Okay. So that now simply that alpha is involved in polymerization. These all 3 cells is involved in polymerization. This is helping the sliding of the polymerization. Okay, that movement is to it. It's giving a sliding there, and this beta clamp opening, which is helping in the holding of this huge enzyme on your stand. So remaining all is helping the holding on your template stand so that it can complete the process. So in this you have a top, you have a gamma, you have a delta. Delta has this all together. The 5 units are there, which is called a beta clamp opening, or it is helping in the sliding of that processability when the methylation gives one structure. So and you can see here the tau is connected to your DNA B helicase enzyme. What is the role of helicase? You know, it cuts the hydrogen bond between the 2 DNA strands. So this is the huge enzyme. You can see here chi and psi is not shown, but it is actually here somewhere it is making this clamp connected to your helicase. Okay. So these are the several subunits there. Every subunit is having a specific functionality. It's bind together. It's give the huge enzyme that is called a holoenzyme. When any enzyme is made of more than one polypeptide, we are calling what is that? Your quaternary structure under, because all subunit is synthesized by a different gene and it is bind together and it's making a holoenzymes. So in this holoenzymes, how DNA polymerase is able to synthesize both the strand at once, because it has a 2 unit of core. Okay. So this is about your DNA polymerase 3 in bacteria. Okay. So you can see here the along 2 strands which is getting separated. Okay. This is the enzyme. We are representing this enzyme DNA pol 3. Okay. DNA pol 3. So what is this strand? This strand, right? So side kept the leading because it is a loop form of it, right? So this is lagging strand. So here you can see this is a whole. You have used enzyme, the polymerase. it is able to synthesize both the strands simultaneously. It's proceed only one direction, 5 prime to 3 prime directions. So obviously that 3 prime to 5 prime on the end template stand, there it is able to synthesize 5 prime to 3 prime. It cannot able to start because it's required 3 prime OH3 group. There only it will start the further nucleotide, it's able to add there. So then initially it's required the primase support. Primase, that 10 to 16 nucleotide when the primase will synthesize, then it will get a 3 prime OH group. Then this DNA pol 3, a huge enzyme will load and it will continue. So which strand it will start first is that is leading strand. So when it goes some extent and some extent we go, then this other strand which is 3, it have a sufficient length so that it can make a loop. But 5 prime to 3 prime. This is the complete length. If we want to change this, loop then what happens is the direction will change. This is suppose 5 prime to 3 prime is there. So when you take the loop, so 3 prime to 5 prime. Okay. So the newly synthesized strand will synthesize in 5 prime to 3 prime. So that is happening in the case of your lagging strands. So when this proceed to some extent, then lagging strand will start. How it is able to start? Because it's make a loop. You can see this make a loop like that. And to start this process also it's required the primer. Primase enzyme is required. So it will RNA primer will get synthesized. Then it will synthesize a small fragment because it's made a loop. So how long the loop size is there, it will be able to synthesize. The length is 1000 to 2000 base pair it is able to synthesize. Again, when this leading strand will proceed further, again it will form a loop. Okay. So ilaga, here it is diagram and you are showing here, this is actually synthesized, previously synthesized fragment. So this will now synthesize also. So how long this Okazaki fragment will continue? If this is the second strand, it will continue till it is reached to the previously synthesized RNA primer. As the movement it is reached to the RNA primer, the process will stop. Okay? And anyway is the leading strands go, again it will form a loop. How long that again the third Okazaki fragment will continue? It will reach to the previously synthesized RNA primer. So by this you understood that leading strand only once you require the primer because the process starts once and it will continuing, there is no fragment. But in the lagging strand you require several primer support is required. Every fragment to start you require a new primer. So continuously the primase enzyme is required in the lagging strand. So see, to maintain, in the lagging strand you require several single strand binding protein because to some extent it's remained the single strand position, standard position. Okay? Several single strand binding protein will bind. How long will bind? The process start away work, it will remain bind to that so that it can maintain in the single strand condition. Okay? So these are the other enzyme, you know that. The DNA gyrase enzyme is very important, that is called a topoisomerase. So gyrase is the topoisomerase 4 you can say, or even you can say it is topoisomerase 2 also it is written in a subgroup. And it is also called a gyrase. So what this gyrase is doing, the difference is, suppose this is, I am just showing the open, okay. So if replication fork is moving, replication fork move that is unwinding. The reason is unwinding reasons. So as the replication fork is moving, circular DNA as replication fork is moving in opposite direction, definitely it creates helical form. So you are able to see there is a tightening of the other end. Torque create avutundi kada sure ga rubber band twist cheste em avutundi when you trying to separate in one end, other end become more tight. Okay, so adi relax chestu untundi. Topoisomerase relax the strand. So how there is a two type of topoisomerase is involved, topoisomerase 1 and another one is you can say topoisomerase 2 or 4 or even you can say guidance. So what this topoisomerase 1 is doing, it's cut one strand. Ante ipudu 2 strands kada, so it will cut one strand and it relax one turn. Ipudu rendu rubber band unna twisted ga undanuko, you want to make relaxation, cut one strand and other strand you can take out from that. So ఏమవుతుంది, that one circle and one one turn you can able to relax that. So that is continuously happening in the DNA polymerization. Polymerization start అవ్విన వెంటనే topoisomerase 1 will start. It's proceed in that way that it's relaxing the, and so that this DNA polymerase can move and smoothly on your template strand. So అది అలా స్మూత్ గా వెళ్ళాలంటే ఇదేం చేయాలి, DNA topoisomerase as the process of DNA replication start is relaxing, ముందుకి నడుస్తూ ఉంటుంది. It's relax the strand, one turn it will relax so that it can proceed. So topoisomerase 1 as the process start, it will start doing, okay, because it's not required any ATP support. But topoisomerase 2 or 4, it's required the ATP support. So how it is able to do, that is with the help of ATP. అంటే కొంచెం వరకు ప్రొసీడ్ అయిన తర్వాత what happened, superqualicity is introduced. అంటే 2 strands ఇలాగా మీకు చూపించాను కదా, ఇలాగా లూప్ లా ఫామ్ అయిపోతుంది. I have shown you that. అంటే స్టాండ్స్ మధ్యన ఇంకా లూప్ లాగా బయటకు వస్తుంది. So initially you are not required. Initially you required only topoisomerase 1 because it is just started process. You are not required the topoisomerase 2 there. No superqualicity. అంటే స్టాండ్స్ ట్విస్టెడ్ స్టాండ్ ఇలా రూప్ లాగా బయటకు వచ్చిన superqualicity అంటారు. So there topoisomerase 1 is not sufficient to relax the strand because it's cutting only one strand. Okay, then you require the topoisomerase 2, 4 or guidase, anything you can say. Okay, what it is doing, it's cut the both the strand. So when it is cut the both the strand, complete loop which is came out in the form of loop, it is getting relaxed. Okay, so topoisomerase 2 or 4 or guidase is required when superqualicity is introduced or loop is came out in the circular DNA. Then you require that. So ఇక్కడ మనం గైడేజ్ రాసాం, బట్ మనం అర్థం చేసుకున్న విషయం ఏంటంటే topoisomerase continuously start as the process started, and when it is go in some extent, then you require the help of other topoisomerase 2 or 4 or you can say guidase, which cut the both the strand with the help of ATP. Okay, so this is the first enzyme which is actually relaxing that. Then what you have, helicase, which is cutting that hydrogen bond between that. Then as the hydrogen bond is cleaved, then what you require to maintain a single strand condition, single strand binding protein is required. Then what next enzyme is required to start the process, primase enzyme is there, which synthesize RNA primers. As the 3' OH group is introduced, all the stability assembled and loaded in there. That is DNA pol 3. And both the strand is getting synthesized. But first initially the leading strand will get synthesized and then the lagging strand will get synthesized. And this is continued till it is reached to the, that is ter regions. That is sequences which is terminus sequences we are calling. So you have a 2 replication fork in the anti-parallel direction. Which replication fork will go first in the ter region? It get halt. It get halt and other will continue till it will meet to the first replication fork. You understood this? This is about. So here you see that there is a several RNA primers are there, but it is the DNA strand. It is not a RNA strand. So it should be removed. That is removed with the DNA polymerase 1. DNA polymerase 1. So DNA polymerase, I told you there is a 3 activity. One is polymerization, second is exonuclease 3' to 5'. One additional activity is there, exonuclease 5' to 3'. So as this DNA polymerase 3 proceeds some extent, the DNA polymerase 1 is coming and it is repair enzyme. The primary role of DNA polymerase 1 to remove this RNA primer and replace with the DNA. So So ఇది remove చేయడం, replace చేయడం. So in which direction it will do? 5 prime to 3 prime. So it is called a 5 prime to 3 prime hexonuclease activity, which is there only in DNA polymerase 1. So that is DNA polymerase. Several times you require lagging strand to remove this RNA primer. Here you require only once. But DNA polymerase 1, it check both the strand. If you find any mismatch, that is also getting repaired with DNA pol 1. Okay. So what is the process? DNA polymerase 3, it go polymerization in 5 prime to 3 prime direction, and it's proceed in the hexonuclease activity also in which direction? 3 prime to 5 prime. That is called a proofreading. It's checking while going in the polymerization, checking any mismatch. Still any mismatch is that get rectified and corrected with the help of DNA polymerase 1, which is actually 5 prime to 3 prime hexonuclease activity, and is remove. The primary role is to remove this RNA primer. Okay. So this is about your elongation and DNA replication process.